Well, good morning, my beauties. From Epcot, we are here today to do a little bit of an updated review of CommuniCore Hall. Now, I know you guys are already thinking, Aiden, didn't you already review CommuniCore Hall? Well, the answer is yes, I did on the day it opened. But the thing is, I wasn't really a fan of that review, so I ended up just scrapping the whole video. I took it down and whatnot. But today, it's actually going to be really nice out. It's not going to be too hot. It's not going to be too crazy. So this time, we're actually going to experience it. Because on opening day, not only was it too busy, but it was just way too hot. And if you can't already tell, we are, of course, here for rope drop. Because why not? I think too, I'm actually starting to enjoy rope dropping the parks. Well, as you can see, my beauties, we are obviously in, and yeah, it's going to be crazy today. I mean, as you can see, everyone is walking down this way, obviously, to get to, I would assume, Soarin'. We're going to take it nice and easy and walk through World Celebration. But also, in the 7 months that World Celebration has been open, wow, it's been open for 7 months already, I don't think I've ever covered the Walt statue. He's here, he's popping. There's not really much to say about it. It's just a Walt statue. You can get a photo pass picture here if you want, but as you can see, literally no one inside World Celebration, and it's beautiful. Although if you can't already tell, given the fact that Flower and Garden is well over, no more memes, no more memes. It's the fact that, again, World Celebration has been open for 7 months, and this is all anyone wants to talk about. But if we come over here, we are greeted by the new CommuniCore Hall, which has already been open for a month. First thing we're gonna see is the new Mickey and Friends area. But if we keep walking for a little while, we will actually find the CommuniCore Hall, which at this point I would assume is open. We gonna find out. Oh, look, it is open. As you can see, it is very, very quiet in here. Now, this is the part where I'm gonna be a little bit more open, a little more honest with you guys, and say, I understand the idea of CommuniCore Hall, I really do, but it's just not really for me. Because to me, at least, CommuniCore Hall just looks a little too basic. I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying that it looks just like a college campus. They're not wrong, it kind of does. But again, like, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to implement a lot more space, because that was the one thing that Epcot was really lacking. So that I understand, but the way they executed it, it's just not really my cup of tea. Like, throughout the hall itself, you can see that there is loads of seating, literally loads of seating to go around. But let's be real, these couches, if that's what you even want to call them, these are literal college campus couches. So I think at the end of the day, the main idea of CommuniCore Hall was to just create a nice hangout spot for people. And I will say too, the AC is popping in here, so if you want to get out of the heat for a little bit, this is definitely the place to be. I also think too, this was definitely made to kind of counter the crowds that Connections would get, because a lot of the guests that go in there don't really go in there to eat, they just go in there to chill out. So personally, I think this is why CommuniCore Hall was built in the first place. But again, you know, as decent as it looks, that's really the best way I can describe it. It's decent, it's not really much. But if we go outside, you can see again a lot more space. And this is of course the back entrance right here, which you will find right next to Imagination. But if we keep walking, as you can see, again, lots of more space. We have a little bit of seating, but as you can see up there, that is where the new Encanto stage show takes place, and we'll check it out a little bit later. The only issue that I have with this show is how the standing room is laid out, because as you can see, there's bits of concrete and then pieces of grass. Obviously, you know, hub grass, you know how it goes. But I guess if you want to watch the show, you have to be on the grass, you can't be on the concrete. Like, I know the answer is because they have performers coming down at least this first third of the entire area, but that's really it. Other than that, I'm genuinely surprised that they didn't just try to fill up this entire area of guests when the show takes place. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a pretty decent stage show. I like it. Encanto isn't my favorite Disney movie, but for what they did with this show, they did pretty good. But even then, with the amount of umbrellas that they have, yeah, it's not going to combat the heat at all. I also love the various amounts of Easter grass that they have weighing these umbrellas down. Here's the main stage for the Encanto show. And right here, as you can see, we have festival favorites. And of course, the name literally speaks for itself. It's going to contain festival food. So once Food and Wine kicks off, they're gonna have some festival food from that festival here. Now, I have shown this section before, but you can kind of see the point. You can kind of see where Epcot was trying to go with all of this. Like, essentially, they just wanted to make World Celebration a big hangout spot. And again, I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. It's a good idea, but honestly, I think they could have executed it a little bit better. Another thing about the entirety of CommuniCore Hall is that it has a very, very colorful presentation. Like, as you can kind of see from the main entrance of CommuniCore Hall, some of these triangles will light up at night, and I actually have seen it before. It's very, very pretty. But now I think it's time to do the one thing that I think everyone comes to CommuniCore Hall for. Like, as you can see, the entirety of World Celebration is essentially dead. That's usually because most people either go to Ratatouille, Guardians, Frozen, or Soarin'. Like, everything else is essentially a dead zone, including Mickey and Friends. Like, there's literally no one here. Usually the line stretches all the way down to that end and back. And in we go. Again, very, very colorful. That's the main thing with Mickey and Friends. And then if you look up there, you can find a certain little dream finder. Well, good morning, Mickey. How you doing today? Enjoying yourself so far? Not too bad in here. Like the place. Looks nice. Yeah, I know. Very shiny, very colorful too. Yeah. Oh, got Figment. What's he doing over there? I might go say hi to him later. You got Nobel taking some good pictures today? Yeah? Well, how about we test that? So yeah, as you can see, very, very colorful in here. Uh-oh, it's Goofy. It's the tall man. You behaving yourself today? Okay. He was being a little sassy the other day when I was at work. I don't even know, sometime last Wednesday. Yeah, sounds about right. Hungry, Max trying to go out skateboarding again. Yeah, I know. Does he at least wear his helmet when he does it? Okay, good. We love being safe. But also, love the place you got here. Yeah, it looks nice. Lots of colors, lots of beautiful flowers. It's very green too, kind of like your hat. Oh, right there? This right here? Oh, it's a hidden Mickey. And I think, oh my goodness, he's right over there. That's crazy. Hi, Minnie. How are you today? Looking all nice and snazzy. Nice little pink setup. I love it. It's beautiful. Oh, is that Mickey? Oh, shh, it'll be our secret. Yeah. No one has to know. It's okay. Well, my beauties, that is essentially Mickey and Friends. Now, I will be completely honest. The first thing that I think a lot of you should have noticed, at least if you've been here pre-COVID, is that it is a lot smaller than the outgoing character spot. But I will say, though, the amount of color, the amount of vibrancy in that room is astounding. But again, the only real downside to this new area is that it is a lot smaller compared to the old character spot, like marginally smaller, very, very noticeable. But honestly, for what it is, it works. Okay, I haven't really seen Mickey and Friends get too busy. I think the longest I've seen the line is maybe 35, 45 minutes. So that I assume is going to be the average. But yeah, that is essentially Mickey and Friends. It's nice, it's colorful, but it's just a little too small. And the last thing I want to have happen, especially to these cast members, is it getting way too crowded in there. Because don't get me wrong, they've definitely improved on these crowds since day one. But I worry that as the holiday season comes around and the crowds really, really start to pick up, it can get a little too busy in there. Now, as we start to make our way through World Showcase, you may or may not notice some new festival booths coming up. And that's because we literally have a month and a half until Food and Wine starts. And I still can't get over the fact that this is the first time since 2019 that we haven't had a summer festival. But also, a quiet showcase is the best kind of showcase. But also, that margarita stand brings back way too many flashbacks. Because, Ryan just had to get 2 margaritas at once. Now here's something that we need to talk about. The new Eat to the Beat concert series. Now, I'm gonna get this out of the way. This year's lineup is stacked. Like, I'm talking stacked. Like, there's at least 5+ new acts coming to this festival. And some of them I actually might go see. But again, I'm still holding a grudge at Disney for not bringing Daughtry back this past Flower and Garden. But aside from that, it should be a pretty good series. Well, my beauties, I think it's time we make our way to another ride that I have not been on in a while, Ratatouille. It's also worth mentioning that I started working at this ride over 2 years ago. And do I still miss it even 2 years later? Absolutely.
Voilà, venez, suivez-moi, je vous prie. Des herbes, des invités pour le dîner.
Pour le repas idéal, coq au vin? Non. C'est pour un oui. Tout simplement.
Voilà.
Mais oui, that's it! Cette nourriture est pour nos invités, pas pour vous. Hey guys, the food is for them, not you. What are you doing? Que manigancez-vous? Dépêchez-vous! Ici! Go! bienvenue, cher ami. À bientôt et bon appétit. Et mio.
Não conseguiu fazer.
So full of music, rhythm of its own design, where all the people are magical.
Wow, I really nailed it.
Oh yes, you did. You remember everybody's name.
Now, I'll be honest, do I want to film more of that show? Yes, I do, because it is a really cute show. I like it, but yeah, I'd end up risking a copyright claim. Now, the thing with the show is that we really don't know if it's going to be permanent, because while the screen that they have makes it look like it's going to be permanent, from what they were saying in all the blogs when they were talking about the construction of this, they didn't really make it seem like it was going to be permanent. Well, my beauties, I think that's going to wrap it up for this short little Epcot vlog. Yes, I am well aware that this vlog is going to be very short, but the main point that I wanted to get across is that my opinion of CommuniCore Hall has definitely changed. Again, it's not to say that it's generally bad, but yeah, they could have done a lot better. So with all that out of the way, we do this every single week, so make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see y'all next time.